Hey guys, welcome back to Hooks Nation. Today I'll be showing you my 2007 IQ600HO. As you can see, I put a 6-inch power mad handlebar riser on it with tag MX bars. I'm still waiting to buy a bar pad for it. With this riser, I have it straight up and down, and with the motocross bars on it, it's pretty much 10 inches above the post itself. I did not have to extend anything. I just grabbed it all and pulled it all up. But I did have to reroute my brake cable. I got the low black windshield on it. And I have the shorter seat off of a RMK style snow machine, same year. I have removed the back piece that covers those two heat exchanger hoses on the back, just to make the tunnel look a bit longer, and I polished it up. My dad made me some inside idler wheel kit, so now I don't have the outside idler wheels on the back. I took off the IQ stickers on both sides of the hood panels because I like it better like that black, but I did leave on those side hood pieces because I think they actually look okay. I left on the 600HO, but I also took off that flaring flame piece that's on the hood. It's got stock skis, but the shocks have been fully rebuilt by Ride Concepts out of Thunder Bay, Ontario. Set up to my weight, 150 pounds. It's got a Fox position sensitive shock in the back. Yes, like I said, they're all rebuilt. I bought a Camplast 1.25 inch ripsaw track for it. Put that on there last year. Just only missing the tip of one lug. Still rips really hard. I dropped the gearing down to 2240 because apparently that's the best gearing, and I just had the extra gears lying around. This sled has the 600 VES motor in it with the carbs. As you can see, I have it all ripped apart right now because I can't show you it run, sorry. But I have an SLP silencer on it, but I'm running the stock Polaris pipe. I have the motor ripped apart because I had it completely rebuilt top to bottom earlier this spring, but it turns out that when I was running it, it overheated before. That's what blew it up, but I thought that was just my fault. But it turns out that my impeller was stripped out in my water pump, so I wasn't pumping antifreeze sometimes. It would only hook up on certain times, and the mechanical seal behind it blew, so that's what made the water pump stop moving. So I overheated and blew up, because when I was out riding it after my rebuild, I noticed that the temperature spiked right up, and I instantly shot it off. Here's the other side view of my sled. As you can see, it's got the no back idler wheel on that side, and well, both sides. I have the tunnel polished up with Mother's aluminum polish. Bought that from Canadian Tire. I did a video on that earlier about how it works pretty good. As you can see, my tunnel's pretty polished up. Well, you can see the risers are pretty high, and that's how I like it. Didn't have to extend anything, so that's good. Yes, I did switch the hand warmers over to these motocross bars, so I do have full hand warmers all the way around. Everything works pretty good. Now I'm going to show you the track. Here's my 121 Camplast 1.25 inch ripsaw track. As you can see, I'm missing one little lug top right here. Otherwise, the entire track is just absolutely mint. I picked it up for $250 off some guy in Thunder Bay. I went over all the shocks last year, like I said, from Ride Concepts. He did them up wicked, run sick. I am running the high mode for my back springs. I turned it up to high, really easy, makes the back end sit up pretty good. I redid the high facts last year when I had the skid out, just because, you know, you should do it every so often. This sled hooks up really well on the trails. I'm not planning on studding it because I don't find studs very good, because all I do is powder riding. Here's my dashboard. If you have ever driven one of these IQ chassis snow machines, you'll know that they either have a tack right there, they either have a tack here, or just a word that says Polaris and just some gray writing. Well, mine didn't have the tack, I just had that word that says Polaris on it. I took that whole piece apart right there and took out that spot where I have the sticker. I painted it all black with a magic marker, except for those little spaces where the light shine through for the brake light and the reverse and stuff. I didn't cover up those, just the big word Polaris. Then I lined up my sticker and I matched it up, cut it properly to how I wanted it to fit, and I stuck it on there. Added some more black around the edges so that it blended in really good, and I put it all back together and threw it on the sled, and it looks pretty good. Lots of people make jokes and think it's pretty funny that I did that, and I like it. It just brings up a conversation. Now I'm going to show you my handlebars. Here's my handlebars with the Power Mad 6-inch riser on it, the pivot steering post, so it's a pivotal riser, the tag motocross bars, and I swapped over the hand warmers. I still have all the buttons and stuff up on my brake side, and it works pretty good. Everything works fine. My dashboard, that little spot where the LEDs come up and tell me RPM and stuff, I like screwing around with that because I found out that I can switch it between kilometers and miles, so I can know a lot of stuff. So that's also between Fahrenheit and Celsius. So I'm deciding to leave it on miles per hour and Fahrenheit because I know the sled better as in miles per hour, and I know the Fahrenheit temperatures when I'm overheating, because I probably wouldn't know how hot I'm getting if I was on Celsius. That'd get a little bit confusing. I do not have the telescopic steering thing that you can get on these snow machines for the handlebars to move frontwards and backwards, but I do have a little keychain on it and stuff in my choke because it's the card model. It's a low black windshield, so I think my setup's pretty good. Right now I'm just waiting to go and get myself I'm thinking a Pro Taper handlebar pad, a black one with like goldish writing on it, just to make it look nicer. You don't want to run them without the pad on there because you might wind yourself. Here's my seat I got, no rips or tears. Bought it for $150 off some guy out of town. It has the tail light built into it up here. I like these seats a lot better than the stock ones. The stock ones look pretty gay and they're more shorter. The taillights are built into those seats too, but they look like a car, big like spot. It's almost like a headlight on the back. And the sad part about this seat is that I lost some storage area because the original seat used to have storage area in the back. But since this is just a trail play powder sled that I ride, I'm not going to be storing very much stuff. That little pocket down there carries all my stuff, like my registration papers and stuff. Also a book of matches, you know. I like that. As you can see, I like it a lot better without that little cover for those rat hoses, because it just makes your heat exchanger more exposed, so I think you get better cooling on top. I know what you're going to say, better cooling on top. Well, yeah, just a little bit more air exposure, and it also makes my tunnel look a bit longer. I still have the stock bumper and the stock snow flap, but I'm planning on getting a truck one on there, just to make it look a little bit cooler. Here's my SLP can I got for my Polaris. This is a 600 can, and it's a ceramic version, so it's nice and shiny. I've been through a couple cans on this snow machine. I had the stock one, which was too heavy and bulky, and it also gave it a lower tone, which I didn't like, too quiet. I also had a Bikeman Performance can, the black version, and I couldn't get it to line up properly, so the sled wouldn't run right because it was leaking so much exhaust, and the back pressure wasn't proper. So I picked up this SLP lightweight silencer for really cheap, polished it up a little bit, still not done. I think the sound is pretty good, not very loud for these residential areas, so I'm pretty happy with that. Runs pretty good, but it's got a not very loud at idle or when you crack it, but when this sled's wound out, it friggin' screams like an airplane. Thank you guys for watching my video about me walking and talking about my Polaris IQ600HO. Please like and subscribe. Hooks.